I'm not one to become overly attached to a vehicle. I mean, I don't really ever name them. If somebody sells me a car and it has a name, well, I'll leave it and go with it. But you know what? It's been 4 years now, and there's one car among all the others that I miss more than anything else, and that was my C63 AMG. That thing was a beast. Really wasn't the right vehicle for me at the time. It didn't meet any of my needs. I mean, it was a two-door coupe, the American way of saying that, coupe. Yeah, it was wonderful. It was an amazing car. Massive V8, did all the right things, made the best noises of any car I've owned. Even some I haven't owned, I'd say this was a better sounding car. But at the end of the day, it was far too expensive. It didn't meet my needs. And the way I drove it, I went through tires very quickly. As evidenced by how I used to start my videos. So it kind of had to come to an end, and at that time I got rid of it for a Cadillac, which, well, as history shows, I loved that car too, but that was just an appliance. Now, the Cadillac was the CT5, which is just the four-door. Mine was a four-cylinder, but it was all-wheel drive. Very comfortable, super smooth, but at the end of the day, I got no joy with driving it. I didn't want to go out and do anything super exciting. It was more about the destination than the journey, and I got kind of bored with it, so I got rid of it. And the GLA 35 that you guys have come to know and love for the last couple of years here fell into my life very unexpectedly. If you've been with the channel for a while now, you know that I was just driving by on my way to work one day, and I happened to see this in front of the Mercedes dealership. Well, of course, I walk in, ask some questions, they tell me a ridiculous number, and I gave them a, well, to put it bluntly, a lowball offer that I was not expecting to even get a phone call back as a result of. So I put it out of my mind. A couple weeks later, got a phone call. They wondered if I was still interested. Well, for the right price, I'm always interested in a new car. And because it was a demo, it had sat on their lot, being test driven maybe 3 times, I think, in a year or two. No, not quite 2 years. It was there for almost a full year on the lot, and I bought it with 200 and something kilometers on it. And I got to save about 20,000 Canadian dollars on the purchase price. So sometimes it just pays to be patient and be willing to walk away. Now, other than the price, I found that this was, out of every vehicle out there, this one caught my eye. Now, I don't know if that's because I like big spoilers on cars they don't belong, or if it was the massive wheels, or just the combination of the luxury, performance, little crossover sort of hatchback type vehicle. But any way you sliced it, the first time I drove it, I knew it was the perfect car for me. Sure, it won't do a big smoky burnout, it doesn't have a big V8 engine under the hood, but what it does have is versatility and practicality. And to be honest, the technology between a 2014 and a 2022, there's a big jump. And I really, really like all the built-in luxuries and the little odds and ends that just make the experience of driving a modern Mercedes so much nicer than, well, even a Cadillac was. Now, I do admit it'd be nice if it had more power. It'd be nice if it made a slightly bigger or better noise. And to me, better isn't always loud. It's just a certain tone that I always like to listen for. Now, 4-cylinder engines, you're not going to get much out of those as far as that noise that I'm after. But at 300 and change horsepower, yeah, there's plenty there. Definitely doesn't leave you lacking when it comes to driving through the mountains. And you can get up to some pretty good speeds on the flats. And I've also experienced it in a sort of racing application. I mean, autocross isn't quite the same as going down to a big racetrack and doing a time trial event or something like that. But it's an SUV at the end of the day, and I was enjoying driving it, and it was relatively competitive against modern hatchbacks and other stock vehicles with a similar idea behind their production. And with any car, you need to get out and use it. And that's exactly what I've done over the last couple days here. I mean, it was cloudy, wasn't really rainy, but I still had a great day. And then this morning, whew, that weather, it's beautiful. And you can really tell that spring is here. I hope that things just keep getting better and better as the year progresses. But there's no wind out there this morning, so I just had to get out by the lakes. And you can tell that they're basically mirrors this morning. It's amazing that this is in my backyard. And I am truly grateful for the choices that I've made that have led me to finding this and truly finding my inner peace that I sought for so long. With the recent struggles in my career change, I know that, well, things are only going to get better. I just have to keep putting in the effort, and I know it's going to get back to me. And on the notes of getting back to me, hopefully you enjoyed this sort of content. I did have a little bit of technical difficulties with one of my cameras, which is why I've had a little bit more voiceover than usual. But hopefully you still enjoy this type of content. If you do, be sure to smash that subscribe button, leaving likes on videos, and just telling me a little bit about yourself or what it is you like to see in videos. That means a lot to me because I love the conversations we can get started. But have yourselves a wonderful day, and we will catch you on the next adventure.